Oh my gosh. Hey everyone. And look, it is another episode of Vulnerability Time. This is episode 2, titled Surviving the Battle with a former special guest. We got a returning guest, Tiffany, from last season. She graced us with some healing and some wisdom. And we're about to do the same today. Tiff, you're about to do the same today. Tiff, you ready to heal some people?
I am ready. You already know it. I'm glad to be back. This is a true blessing. It's great. It's a wonderful platform. So I'm glad to be back.
Yes. So, Tiff, for folks who are, new listeners and viewers, and also just all of us, give us a little refreshment, Tiff. Tell us a little bit about you.
Awesome. So of course, my name is Tiffany J. Henson. I am a poet, I'm a writer, I'm an artist, a musician, a public speaker, and I'm just on a mission to inspire the world. So
Yes.
that's my little bit, that's my spiel. I know everything will be linked, all my info will be linked down below. So if y'all want to follow my journey, that's where you can do it on my social medias.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. And so, y'all, so this is what me and Tiff decided. So I was like, Tiff, we're just gonna jump right into it. We're just gonna jump right into it. All I'm gonna know is just the title, and I'll let you do the rest. So, y'all, I know this is about to be good. Look at the title, "Surviving the Battle," and that's in quotation marks because that's wise words from Tiff. Ain't that right, Tiff?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I'm excited. So, Tiff, you know how we're gonna get started. So, surviving the battle. What does that mean? Why that title?
So when Josiah spoke to me about returning to the podcast, of course, he said, "Hey, I want you to pick your own topic." And we were on the phone, and I was like, I don't know. And it just honestly just came to me. And it was like the battle.
Uh huh.
And, I've been through storms in my life, and, I feel like I've overcome some things in the past few years that felt like an ongoing battle. And I just feel like now, on the side of the storm I'm on, I feel like I can really help people with some tips on how to do such, because everybody has different battles in their lives, no,
Right.
whatever it is. You're going to go through battles in life. You're going to go through multiple. You're going to go through a lot of times like that. So I feel like, with guidance and with a true plan, you can survive any battle in your life. So
Yeah.
that's where that one came from.
I love that. That's beautiful. So, Tiff, you know what? We're just gonna go right into it. What do you got in store for us, Tiff?
Awesome. So, of course, surviving the battle, I have 3 steps for you. Okay. So we're gonna get into the first one. Of course, Trent, stop me, interrupt me whenever you feel like you want to add anything, okay?
Gotcha.
So the first step to surviving the battle is a part I call entering the fog.
You said entering the fog.
Entering the fog.
Oh.
So that's the first step to surviving the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, a lot of this just really intuitively came to me through
Yeah, I
spirit.
bet.
So entering the fog is this. It comes from real life experience. Recently, I got a new job where I have to travel really early in the morning. I have to drive about an hour to work. And there would be this really thick, dense fog. I mean, 0% visibility. You can't see anything but the thing right in front of you.
Mm.
So it came to me while I was driving. It was like, you are now entering the fog. And it
Sheesh.
resonated with me. And I realized, I said, you know what? I have to write that down. That's a part of the battle. A lot of times when we are going through something, it's like we're going through this thick, dense fog.
Yeah.
We can't see through the other side. We don't know where we're going. We're just trying to make it through, right?
Yeah. Thick with three C's.
Right. We're trying to make it through. It's dark outside. It's dense. All you see, I mean, everywhere, all you see is white, just fog clouding up
Mm.
your vision. There's no way to get around it, no way to get over it, under it, any of that,
Mm.
right? So we find out that the only way through this fog is to walk through it,
Mm.
right? Oftentimes in our lives, we try to find ways around our struggles and our battles, whether they're mental, physical, or spiritual, right?
Mm.
But we learn through living life that the only way out is through. So as I'm driving through this fog, I realized, I said, I have a lot of friends who wear glasses, prescription reading, all of those things, they wear glasses, whether you have the worst vision or the best vision. And I was driving, I was thinking, I said, I'm so glad that I have good vision,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm.
stay with me here.
Oh yeah, we
I'm
we we.
driving through this fog. You said what?
No, I said we're here with you.
All right. So I'm driving through this fog on the road, and the thought comes to me. I said, I'm entering the fog. I'm now entering the battle.
Mm.
I can't
Yeah.
see my enemies. I can't see where I'm going. And I said, I'm so glad that I have good vision.
Yeah.
And that message spoke to me. And I realized the first step of entering the fog, of making it out of battle, is ensuring you have clear vision in
Wow.
your
Say that
life.
again. Say that again.
The only way to make it through this battle
Hmm.
is to have a clear vision
Yeah.
of your life.
Right.
You
So
have
you're
to have a
saying
clear,
so
yes,
basic what I'm getting from that small statement right there, that small yet huge statement, is that there is a difference between vision and sight.
right.
Yeah,
There's
there,
a
yeah,
difference between vision and sight.
yeah.
See,
Sorry,
because
continue.
no, you're on it. You're on it because this is the thing. You can see, you may be able to see, but when you're driving 70 miles down the road, 70 miles per hour down the road, and it's nothing but white all around you, you can barely see stop signs or red
Right,
lights, green lights. You can't see anything.
right.
The only way to know where you're going is to have vision,
Hmm.
right? If you don't know where your life is going, if you don't have a vision for where you're headed in your life, this battle is going to be harder than you think.
Hmm.
It's going to be a lot harder for you to survive that battle because you don't have the vision
Hmm.
of what you want to do, of where you're going.
Hmm.
I know a lot of people, especially at our age, it's like, I don't know where I'm going, right? And when those battles come into your life, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, whether it's financial issues, whether it's physical location, whatever it is, it's a lot harder to walk through that fog, right? Just like they say, walk by faith and not by sight. It's a lot
Right,
harder to walk through that fog because you don't have faith in a vision that you don't even have.
right,
You don't know
right,
where you're going.
right.
You have to know what's on the other side of that fog
Mhm.
to understand where you're going.
Right, right.
Right. So I realized that clear vision is the only way to survive the fall in
Let
your
me
life,
write
whatever
this
the
down.
battle is.
I'm about
Right.
to write this
So
down.
it's like I got to write it down.
Yep.
So with that being said, I move into the next point of it is, so we've realized we're entering the fog of battle, right? It's
Hmm.
dense. We can't see. We've already discovered no one can see, right?
Right.
But you need clear vision to survive the fog, right? You need a vision of where you're going.
Mm.
So how do you get this vision to see where you're going? Because you don't want to be driving on the road
Mm.
headed God knows where, right? Through
Right.
fog and it's dark. You don't want to do that. So how do we get to this vision? How do we figure out, what do I want to do? What do I want to be? And I listen to a lot of spiritual teachers. I listen to all types of people. I listen to spiritual leaders and
Yeah.
religious leaders and everyone, you know what I'm saying, philosophers, I really take in knowledge. And one thing I've noticed a lot of people have said is visualization,
Mm.
right? Which is the realizing of your visions, of your dreams, your aspirations. And I believe it's time travel,
Mm-hmm.
right? So again, stay with me here, okay? Visualization is time travel.
Mm.
So there was a visualization technique that a lot of people do. And basically, I like to do it before I go to sleep at night. You can do it in the morning, whatever time. But I'd love to share this information with people because,
Yes.
again, it's time travel. So to get clear on your vision, because you're trying to have vision to survive the fog, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you close your eyes and just imagine. You can start off with 5 minutes a day. Close your eyes and imagine the person you want to be,
Mm.
right? And that sounds so simple. It sounds so simple right now, but listen to how I break this down, okay?
Mm.
Think for 5 minutes, close your eyes and really use your imagination. Don't say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Okay. Oh, I want to be a successful celebrity. I want to be an actor, or I want to be a teacher, a politician. Really sit and close your eyes and see that life. If you want to be a millionaire, what does millionaire you do every morning?
Mm.
What time do they wake up? Do they wake up at 2:30 a.m. or do they wake up at 12 noon?
Mm-hmm.
When they get up, do they go eat a full breakfast and get in bed, or do they go for a 2 mile run?
Right. Like, what is it that they do? Right.
What is every Imagine every step of your day as yourself. Where are they working? Are
Mm.
they working a 9 to 5? Are they financially free, working their own company, your dream? Are they a
Mm.
basketball star? What do they do?
Mm-hmm.
Forget the glitz and the glam.
Right.
What is the work that your future self, imagine just for a moment, imagine
Mm-hmm.
what that version of yourself does. Does
Right.
that version of yourself read 20 books a year?
Mm.
How many pages a night do they read?
Right.
How
It's
many
kind of
hours
like,
of their day?
yeah, it's kind of like, this is what I'm thinking of. Let me know if I'm correct or not. But yeah, like you said, like, envision yourself being a millionaire. Like, yeah, it's great to just be like sitting there, yep, I'm a millionaire. But it's like, what else is underneath that? What is the reality look like, um, that led up to that? Oh, I'm a millionaire. Is that what I'm kind of getting at?
Yeah, exactly. Like what are the things that your future self does as a millionaire?
Yeah,
Because we see millionaires all the time. We see the celebrities, but we see one version of them.
right.
We don't see the mornings they wake up at 3 a.m. and fly to another country to do a business deal. You know, we don't see the athletes that travel, spend 36-hour days like Beyonce. Everybody talks about how she didn't eat for like 3 weeks straight and went on tour and did all these crazy things and restricted her diet. What do you do? What does that version of yourself do that you're not doing?
Right.
Because, see, this is where the time travel comes in.
Mm.
If you see yourself as a millionaire and you see yourself doing these habits every day, if you start taking one thing at a time, take one habit from your future self
Mm.
and start doing it, start working on it every day. If you get up and run 2 miles every day as your future self, you need to start running today. Pick that habit and say, I'm going to start running. I'm just going to run for 10 minutes a day every morning. I'm going to get up and run for
Right.
10 minutes. Because the thing is, it's going to put you closer to
Hmm.
that version of yourself,
Right.
right? And that is the vision that's going to help you get through the fog of this battle, right?
Right.
So it's really a cheat code. And I've heard so many master teachers speak of this. I've gotten things from this. I've started integrating things from my personal visualizations into my everyday life, and watch how your life changes.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it for 30 days and watch how your life changes. I
Mm.
mean, I'll share one of my personal things that I've taken from my visualizations is of course I see myself as a millionaire, billionaire, you
Right.
know. Um But one of the things that I did every single day when I visualized, every day when I was visualizing, one of the things that I did every day was took time for gratitude.
Mm.
I gave gratitude for everything that I currently had, which in your future, in your visualization, you
Mm.
have everything. You have the car you want, the house you want, the family you want, the money, the millions of dollars, the so of course you're grateful.
Right.
But the thing is, gratitude starts now. Oh,
Mm.
I'll do it when I'm closer to being a millionaire. No, no, no. It starts now because it's habit. I'll start reading books when I'm already no, it starts now.
Mm.
I'll start working out and running. No, it starts now because how will you get to that? It, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step,
Wow.
right? So
Mm.
you have to take a step towards who you want to be today
Right.
to become that version of yourself you see.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the clothes you wear.
Right.
How are you
Right.
dressed?
Right.
How do you look?
Yeah.
How
Even
do
like
you
the little
feel?
things. Yeah.
Every little thing,
Yeah.
every single little thing. I mean, the layout of your home, the
Right.
car you drive, the way the seats feel. Imagine yourself driving. What city do you live in? Are you driving through London?
Right. Right.
You know,
Yeah.
imagine it all.
That's and that really speaks to me about the starting starting now. You know, if you can, definitely start now because you know oh gosh, I'm calling myself out here. A lot of times I start on a New Year's Day for New Year's resolution. That gym membership, it don't last, but I mean, I'm a mess. But yes, no, but like what I'm getting at is, in all honesty, that I was just also trying to crack a corny joke, but I'm also serious about like a lot of us, including myself, we put it off. I'll start, but like I'll start later, or I'll start, but in a month when it's New Year's. It's like you could start now.
For sure. And
Yeah,
I'm one of them too. Like I said, I don't want to get up and go run at 2 in the morning, but I know that's the version of myself that does.
right.
Right? So
Mm.
maybe that's not the first thing you have to pick, right?
Can
So
you say
that's
that
why I
again?
picked other things that I knew I could start today,
You say
right?
that's
And
what
I
the version
knew,
of yourself that you want to see
right,
does. I love that.
right.
Mm.
You know, and I started small. I said, I can say gratitude every morning. I can do that. There's no way that I cannot. That's the simplest thing that my future self did. And it was the
Mm.
most powerful,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, try, I mean, truly try because one is going to help you get clear on your vision,
Hmm.
which is going to help you survive that mental battle.
Yeah.
But two, this is powerful enough to even bring you almost to tears. I've been
Mm.
on the verge of tears multiple times,
Yeah.
seeing myself
Mm.
as that thing I want to be. No flaws, no, don't limit yourself. Don't say, oh, well, I couldn't have that. No. See yourself in the Lamborghini. See yourself at Tiffany buying 300 necklaces and bags and whatever you want.
Yeah.
See yourself living in London and in Paris and in Iceland. See yourself on your private jet with your name on the side. See it.
Mm.
Because the second you get clear on exactly what you want, your vision clears up.
Hmm.
So that fog's not as dense as it looked in the beginning when you didn't know where you were going because you know exactly where you're going. And now you're taking steps to get you
Mm.
closer to it. So
Wow.
that's part one
Right.
of
Entering the
surviving the
fog.
battle. You know,
Mm.
that's just part one of surviving the battle. Part two of surviving the battle, I call lane control.
You said lane control, LANE?
Lane control, like a car, like you're driving your car. So, and like I said, a lot of this comes from just life, living
Yeah.
life experiences. I used to work at a car dealership, and our dealership, Our cars, I don't know. A lot of people, if y'all got fancy car, new cars, you're probably gonna know what I'm talking about. A lot of these new cars, though, I'm not one of them. I just had the privilege of driving them at the dealership. But a lot of these new cars have so many safety features in them. There's one called lane control. I could be having the wrong name, but I think it's called lane control.
I know. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure
Yeah.
some people
Yeah.
already know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But basically, if you're swerving in and out of your lane, some cars start buzzing the wheel, you know? Some of them even push you back into your lane,
Mm.
right? And they
Yeah.
get your attention because you're about to get into the wrong lane in your life.
Oh.
Because something has to get your attention and wake you up so you don't accidentally slide into the wrong lane.
Oh my gosh, you calling me out. I needed to hear that. Sorry, continue.
Of
Damn.
course, no, of course.
That was powerful. Let me write that down.
Lane control.
Yes.
There are often times when we're driving. I think of highway driving all the time. I remember one time I was driving and I don't have lane control on my car, but stay with me. I was driving one time on the highway and we're in Texas. For the folks that's in Texas,
Uh-huh.
y'all already know the speed limit is the suggested lowest speed. Okay. Um, Folks outside of Texas, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm just gonna set that. So 75 is the speed limit on the highway. Most of the people in Texas are gonna go by 89.
Right.
Okay. Especially if you're in that left lane. I like to stay in the middle and just go right above, just in case it's a state trooper, right? I can slow down in enough time. I don't have money for speeding tickets. So
Strategic. I love it.
strategic. But I notice oftentimes, even when we're driving and in life,
Mm.
we'll be in our lane, whatever lane you're in, doesn't matter, left, right, middle. You're in your lane and you're driving up the road. The speed limit 75. You're going 80. And when no one's on the road, when it's clear, you're cruising at 80. Fine.
Mhm.
Nothing's bothering you. You're chilling. You're cruising. Got your music on. You're living life.
Yeah.
But then the second a bunch of cars get around you, especially in front of you in that lane, there's this instant urge to want to get out of your lane and go around them,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And stay with me here. I know it's not making sense yet, but it's about to.
oh, it's making sense.
Oftentimes, we want to get out of that lane
Mm.
and go around and get in front of them. But listen, remember we just said we were already going 80 miles per hour.
Mm.
We're already going faster than expected. We're already supposed to get our at our destination faster than we intended, faster
Mm.
than we thought. But because someone in front of us got a brand new car,
Mm.
nope, that's not fast. I need to go to the dealership right now. Because somebody in front of us just got their degree and I got 2 more years. If I take the accelerated course, maybe I can. Because somebody in front of us just got blessed,
Mm.
even though we're already going, we're already headed
Oh.
to our destination
Oh wow.
quicker than expect. The speed limit 75.
Mm.
I wasn't supposed to get out. You look on your GPS, I wasn't supposed to get there till 7:30. But since I'm going 80, it says I'm gonna get there at 7:20. But I see Stephanie up ahead
Mhm.
just got married.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna swerve out of my lane, go on all these dates and see who I can find to try to be next
Oh.
to get the new car, to get the new house, to get the new degree because I'm still waiting on mine,
Oh my
to get the new
gosh.
dog, the new puppy. A lot of times we are so upset
Yeah.
with the fact that there are people in front of us. But like I said, we're going 80, nobody's on the road, we're content.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been going 60 at times on the
Yeah.
freeway and nobody's on the road. I'm like, oh, it's good. I'm relaxed. But then
Yeah.
the second you start seeing more cars
Mm.
and it feels like, oh, I need to get around them, they're going so slow. And you look down and you're going 90.
Yeah.
That means they're going 95. I got to get around them. There's no way. I got to get around them. I got to get ahead,
Yeah.
right? Lane control.
Wow.
You have to control yourself from the inside out and realize that you're already right where you are supposed to be.
Mm.
I have a beautiful story about it. When I, some people know, some people don't. When I was at Lamar with Josias, there became a time where I financially could no longer afford to attend our university.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider that as a moment. Well, I'll say it like this. There was a time I had to leave school. When I left school, one day I went to Bible study with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. We just ended up going. I don't know why I went with her. And the
Wow.
first lady of our church
Yeah.
was talking. I don't even remember what we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but she wanted to speak life into me in this moment. And she told me this. She said, I know right now you're discouraged because you had to leave school.
Mm-hmm.
She said, but let me tell you something that I know. She said, you were on the highway and God asked you to take a detour. But this is the thing, the reason you were redirected and you had to take a detour was because there might have been a wreck up ahead that you couldn't see.
Oh.
And if you would have stayed on the highway, you would have ran right into it.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
And that's the importance of staying in your lane
Oh.
and following your GPS
Yeah.
in your life,
Mm.
because you never know. I've been driving multiple times when I'm like, oh man, I took the wrong exit and I'm mad because I think I'm gonna get there late. Sometimes
Mm.
it gets me there quicker.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was traffic 2 miles ahead and I couldn't see it. There have been times where if I would have kept going, I would have been the one in a wreck.
Mm.
And that's the same thing in our lives. We have to realize you
Yeah.
have to trust
Mm.
that you are in your lane. You have to
Yeah.
stay in your lane. And when you're asked to move, you move,
Mm.
because you never know the reason for that move. Right.
Wow.
And I always say that my first lady in my church is what I call a blind spot detector in my life.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. Of course, everybody, pretty much everybody car's got the blind spot detector now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you try to get over it, tells you who's in your blind spot, because remember we talked about vision.
Yeah.
It's out of your line of vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying that someone or something is coming up from behind you that you cannot see,
Mm.
right? Something or someone is coming up from behind you that you cannot see.
Mm.
And it's not always a bad thing. It's not always, oh, you're with the wrong people, you just don't see it. It's not always that.
Right.
For my first lady, like she told me, there was something coming in my life that I couldn't see.
Mm.
Was coming up from behind me that I wasn't going to be. She acted as my blind spot detector.
Yeah.
Everyone in their life needs a blind spot detector,
Yeah.
a group of people to surround you and tell you, hey, think about it like this, because I don't know. I,
Yeah.
I, I see I see this ending poorly,
Mm.
or I see something coming from behind that you may not see it. And it could be positive. Hey, I know it looks dark in front of you and I know it's fogged up, but I promise I'm your blind spot detector. I can see what you can't see.
Mm-hmm.
It's about to get real good for you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's part two
Wow.
of surviving the battle. I don't know if you want to say anything, Trent. I know it's been a
I'm
moment. So
speechless. You. I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. I just. I just. I really needed. Like. I really needed to hear that. I don't know. It just like blew my mind. Like I'm literally speechless. Like. After this is finished recording, I'm going back and listening to it. ASAP.
I
Because
understand.
I'm not posting this episode, excuse me, publishing this episode until the second week of January. So I get to listen to it way ahead of time.
Oh, good, good.
Yes, be jealous. No, I'm just kidding.
A
Um,
little bit. I know they're jealous, but it's
I
okay.
know, right? But oh my, I'm speechless. I'm just gonna. I
Well, hold on now. We still got one more. We
we
got
still got one more. I need a
one more
water.
part,
I need a break.
which I feel like is the most important.
Wow.
All right. So we talked about entering the fog,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
to clear the fog, you can't go around it, over, under. You have to go through it.
Mm.
And to safely navigate through the fog, you need to get clear on your vision.
Yeah.
So you have to time travel and ask your future self
Mm.
what you should do now to clear that vision to make it through the fog.
Right.
And then we talked about lane control
Yeah.
and staying in your lane,
Mm.
even when it seems like things are moving faster than you.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's people all around you getting the things, right, that you
Yeah.
want. But if it's
Mm.
all around you, it's in the neighborhood, you should be next, right?
Yeah. Oh.
You should be next.
Right.
Because if they exit five and you're in the right lane, that means you're exiting exit five too,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
blind spot detector, right? You need someone in your life that can tell you and show you things that you can't see or hear yet, right?
Mm.
But this is part three. Part three, I call the soul convergence.
Shit. You said what?
The soul convergence.
My goodness.
So, this is the thing. The first two parts of battle will get you through any battle in your life,
Yeah.
right? But this last one is the battle with yourself.
Wow.
That's, for a lot of people, is the biggest battle they will have to face.
Wow.
And the battle that is, when you lose a battle, and sometimes you're like, oh, it's because of they did this. No, the
Mm.
battle with yourself, if you never fight and win it,
Mm.
you won't win any of your other battles. So this is why I feel this is the most important part. The soul convergence. Converge means the combining of two things.
Wow.
And so what I mean by this is I can explain this very simply with this term here is you versus you, right? Everyone's heard it's you versus you.
Yeah.
Well, I believe that it's versus you versus you,
Mm.
because we always forget that third you. See, a lot of times I find myself saying I'm somewhere between who I am now and who I want to be. And I'm sure many people say that. It's in songs, it's in media. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm me and I want to be this, or I'm trying to be this." I'm somewhere between who I am and who I want to be.
Yeah.
But we always forget about who controls and who drives the car.
Mm.
Our past self. See, because our present self, right, our future self doesn't exist yet.
Right. Right.
Our future self does not even exist.
Right.
Our present self lives only in this moment.
Right.
And the second that moment has passed, we forget. I mean, we've been on this call for at least 20, 30 minutes now. That version is gone. So we
Yeah.
forget that it even exists,
Yeah.
right? I
Mm.
stumbled over my words. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
But see, this is where the problem lies in forgetting our past self. It's just like driving a car with no rear view mirrors.
Wow.
If I took your rear view and your side mirrors, you could only see what's in front of you,
Right.
and you would never know if someone's coming up behind you. You know how often everyone would probably get rear-ended?
Yeah.
You know how bad rear ear damage is? How much it costs?
Wow.
Because we're not using our past as reference, because that's what these mirrors are. They're reference points,
Yes. Wow.
right? Because if we put our mirrors as our window shield, as our windshield, we would crash because we couldn't see anything in front of us, right? If we live in the past, we're going to crash because our future we can't see.
Wow.
But if we have no mirrors, we can't reference where we've already been.
Right.
So there's a combining that has to happen.
Wow.
You have to go back to the past and remember the lessons that you've already been through. Remember the battles you've already fought, lost, and won, and take the knowledge and combine it with who you want to be and where you're headed, what's in front of you,
Wow.
and connect those things into today, into this moment, because this is all that exists. Tomorrow's not promised and yesterday's gone,
Right. Mm.
but you need both to drive the car. I could just
Whoa.
sit here. The present is just me sitting here, which is beautiful. When we take when we take a pause, we put our car in park and just sit. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But we can't live in this moment forever,
Right.
right? Because then we'll just sit here forever.
Mm.
And we can't just keep driving forward and forward and forward. Eventually we're gonna run out of space. But we can't just keep going backwards or we're gonna hit something.
Right.
It's the combining of all three versions of yourself. Why do you think there's a holy trinity?
Right.
See,
Oh.
three is a powerful number.
Whoa.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Uh huh.
This is a battle of your soul, right? So oftentimes we find in our past, we always leave our past out of things. When we get in a new relationship, you don't talk about your past relationship. When that past relationship has a lot of keys for the future of this one, right? When we go through something traumatic, we don't talk about it. We leave it in the past and pretend it never happened.
Mm.
When in that trauma from the past, there's a lot of strength
Mm.
that we're letting go willingly, saying, hey, that didn't even happen. You're stripping yourself of your strength of the things you overcame, right?
Wow.
The past has some of the greatest lessons to us. And that's why we have to converge all three versions of ourselves,
Wow.
all three versions. We have to flow like one river, one stream of water, one stream of consciousness, because that's the only way that you'll be able to be your true, authentic self. You know, I heard someone say, long time ago, this girl said, birthday. She was talking about birthdays. She was saying how, when you turn a certain age, like, oh, you're turning 25. You're not just 25. You're 24. You're
Oh
7.
yeah.
You're 18. You're all of the year, just like a layer of onions. You go a different layer or a tree. See, the keys are in nature.
Mm.
You can count the rings on a tree stump and see how old it is
Mm.
because all the layers are still there. You can see all the rings on an onion because all the layers that have grown over it are. So why aren't we the same? Why don't we
Wow.
still have the layers from our past? Right? We are still layers
Right.
of who we've always been. But oftentimes we shed those layers and try to forget that they're there. Right? That's the only way to be your truest self and to
Wow.
win the battle. Because if you can't have that merging of the three,
Mm-hmm.
then you won't be fully ready for battle. It's like putting on armor, right? You have a sword, a helmet, and a breastplate,
Right.
right? A shield. Well, if you just have the sword, you're open to attacks. They can get you in the head, they can get you in your stomach. You just have a sword. You better be the best swordsman ever. That's
Right.
the future. You can only hope to be the best swordsman ever because that's the future. The future you can only hope for, right?
Wow.
If you just have the helmet, well, you have no weapon. You
Right.
have no protection in your stomach. That's the first place they're going to aim.
Mm.
That's the past. The past alone is all the thoughts in your head. That's the helmet you wear.
Wow.
That's the only thing that's going to help you, which a lot of times our past are written with things we want to forget, whether it be trauma or bad times or things we've been through.
Right.
It's going to blind you from the battle.
Mm.
And if you only have the breastplate or the shield, you're just running in there protecting yourself in the present. That's the present. You're
Mm-hmm.
just hoping for the best right now because you have nothing to fight off with. Your head's wide open.
Right.
It's the most vulnerable place you can be. So it's
Mm.
the combination of the three that gives you the most preparedness
Mm.
mentally and physically in your life to win the battle.
Mm. So it's all needed, that statement of, because I've heard this before many times of people, saying, including myself, I've said, forget the past. Just forget the past. Forget the past. You know, um, but like you said, Tiff, it's all important. Wow. I, I'm speechless.
You need it to survive, you know?
Right.
You need it to survive. You need every version of yourself to survive,
Mm-hmm.
right? You need the strength from that one situation that you gained that you try to forget about. You need the hope you had when you were in one of the darkest places of your life. It's like by stripping your past, you're stripping the good things that came out of it,
Right.
out of all those times, out of all those situations. You're
Wow.
stripping yourself of all the things you've earned. Your battle scars. That's
Wow.
all it is battle scars. Proof that you lived, that you survived something that was destined to kill you.
Whoa. Yeah.
You survived something that was destined to kill you, that was destined to destroy you and defeat you. But you didn't. You couldn't be defeated. You couldn't be destroyed. Yeah, broken, bruised, beat down, almost buried. But if you're standing here right now, you've earned some of those things from your past. And some of the things right now in your present, if you're going through something right now,
Yeah.
you're earning your battle stars. I mean, you're earning your stripes.
Yeah.
And it's about making peace with all the versions of yourself.
Mm.
It's about, making peace and healing those parts of yourself. Vulnerability time, we talk about healing. It's
Yeah.
about healing.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
one of the most important and one of the most best pieces of protection for you in battle.
Wow.
It's healing and acceptance of self. I always talk about that, you know, accepting yourself 100%, because that's going to be the game changer. People are going to look at you different. It doesn't matter if you're walking through the worst storm of your life. People are going to be like, wow, who is that? How are they so amazing?
Yeah.
You heal yourself, you love yourself, you accept yourself enough. People will look at you and not even know you're fighting a battle.
Mm.
And I've seen that in you many times.
Me?
Many, many times on many occasions.
Me?
Yes, you on many
Stop.
occasions.
Oh.
I've just like, wow. He shines so bright. And then you'll come back and tell me, hey, I'm going through this. And I'm like, how? There's no way. It's impossible because of how authentic you were with yourself. Regardless of all the stuff you've been through, that doesn't that doesn't define you.
Right, right. Mm,
Because see, the healing, the acceptance of yourself, you being true to who you are, outshines all of the darkness that could ever enter your life.
mm,
And that's the same light that will carry you through the battle, that will carry you
yeah.
through the fog. That is the same light
I receive
that's
this.
inside us.
I receive everything that you just said. I receive it. I gotta tell myself I receive it. I receive it. Thank you,
Please
Tiff.
do receive it. Receive it. And everybody else listening too, like the same light is inside of us all.
Yeah,
And it's our duty to let that shine.
yeah.
It's our duty to be 100% ourselves,
Mm,
and let nothing stop you, you know? Because sometimes these battles going through this war,
mm,
it seems like it never stops,
right.
right? Seems like the light at the end of the tunnel is gone and it's not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They took vacation and you're going to be stuck a while. But see, the thing is, the light's been inside of us all along.
Yeah,
And a lot of times, I think I said this in the last podcast, a lot of times we are that light for others
yeah.
in a dark space.
Yes.
A lot of times. And you could be that's the thing about light. Darkness cannot overtake it,
Right.
right? Oftentimes there are people, like I said, with you are a light, but at the same time we're battling darkness.
Mm, yeah. Mm,
It's so profound. And that's why it's so important, you versus you. The
mm,
convergence of your soul, of
right.
yourself, of all versions of yourself, the
Right.
acceptance, the authenticity
Yeah.
of you must shine through to be the light and to be the guiding force for you to make it to the other side of this battle.
Right. So it's like that just, when you said, cuz I definitely had that mindset, or have had that mindset. I don't know where my mindset at right now, but of you versus you, you know, um, or you, and your words just helped me to see that no more verses, no more or. It's you and you and you.
Precisely.
Yes.
Precisely.
No more
And that's
ors,
the
no more
beautiful thing.
verses. Yeah.
And
You.
that's the thing. A lot
Yeah.
of times we run from our demons.
Mm,
However, and that's why we leave the past out. A lot of times we run from our demons, and I've learned on my journey that you can't run them. The more and more you run from your demons, the more they grow, the bigger they get.
yeah.
I think it's a quote. There's like, you can try to drink away your demons, but they know how to swim. You
Ooh.
know,
Yeah.
you can try to fly away from them. They know how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
You can bury
Mm-hmm.
yourself beneath the earth. They know how to dig. They'll
Wow.
get you anyway.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you can't run from your demons. You must turn around and embrace them.
Mm. Yeah.
That is the only way,
Right.
is to embrace the darkness of yourself, because once you do, it's like giving the darkness love.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Even, even our demons, maybe they just need love too. Love them to light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Love
Wow.
yourself. Love those parts of yourself, because that's
Right.
you. That's
Right.
just
Those demons,
wounded
that's
you.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, the past you, that's the wounded version of you. And
Mm.
that's the part that needs the most love. Just like in our lives, a lot of people that are, wounded don't appear to be. There are real life demons like, oh my gosh, I just can't, I can't take them. And It's because they're wounded and they need nothing. They need love
Right.
more than you could imagine. Same with yourself. We have to be loving enough to give that to ourselves because that's one of the most important things that's going to carry you through to survive this battle
Mm-hmm.
and to get out of it quicker, to get out of it more efficiently, to get out of it, smarter. Because you can
Mm.
fight it all you want. You can fight your demons, but once you learn to embrace them, that's when everything changes. You know,
Wow.
that's when the battle doesn't seem as rough.
Yeah.
You know,
Tiff. I knew I was gonna be speechless. I knew I was gonna get some healing. I knew we were all gonna get some healing. But Tiff, I'm speechless, speechless. Top damn. This is. I mean, I had. Wow. Thank you so much, Tiff. Surviving the battle. Step one, entering the fog. Step two, lane control. Step three, soul conversions. I mean, wow. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to this because I couldn't write everything down because I was so in tune to what you were saying that I was just like, I'm just gonna have to put the pen down. I was just like, it's hard for me to do two things at once. Wow. Tiff, thank you for, you know, being that light for us, you know, helping us see our blind spot. Now, I'm sure everybody can agree with me that we all hear that motivational public speaker. We all hear it. As requested, of course, Tiff will be back on the podcast. Of course, Tiff will. Um, Tiff, your episode was very well liked. Um, so yes, people still talk about it.
I'm
People still
glad. I'm
people still
glad.
talk about season one's episode with you. Your episode, yes. Oh my gosh, Tiff. With that being said, I'm speechless. Honestly, I don't. I don't have an
I know
outro.
you gotta say
I
something.
know I gotta say something. I don't got an outro. I'm just gonna say something. With that
It
being
is
said,
okay.
this has been surviving the battle on vulnerability time. Tiff, thank you so much. Um, give a shout out to three people. Don't say their last names though, because I don't know if my podcast contract allows for that. Because
Oh
I'm not.
gosh.
I'm too lazy to read all that. So we're just going. Yes. Go ahead and shout out three people
You put me on the spot. Oh
on
goodness,
the
I have to
spot.
think. What are we shouting? We just a random shout out
Oh,
or shouting out for?
we want to congratulations to Jasmine for getting married.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
I was about to say her last name, but I forgot. But can't say that. But yes, of course. Um. Oh my goodness, Trent. Um. You put me on the spot. I
I
don't know
put
the
you on
shout
the
out.
spot. It's not
Um.
even fair. Just three people. I know that's not even fair. You could just shout out to everybody.
Just shout out to everybody. Everybody. No, honestly, shout out to everybody for listening. Honestly, I mean, this podcast has been going on. It's what? It's like been a year, hasn't it? Now, almost like
Almost.
almost. It's like that time. It's been a while since I've been on here. So, um, we're nearing it. We'll be in it. It's been some months. It's been some months
Yeah,
since
it's
I've been
been
on
some
here.
months. I think this
And
podcast it started in June, I believe. So
yes, I
I
was gonna say I
think
was on in like June, July.
yeah, you were episode 2. I think you were the first recorded um last season. Um but I got something. So, with that being said, if no one has told you today that they love you, please allow me to be the first. I love you. I life you. You are valuable. You are important. I'm glad that you are here. You have overcome 100% of the bad days. Why? Because you are still breathing. And when times get tough, it does not nullify your progress. Why? Because we can't go back in time and change our progress. The progress happened. The progress happened. Um, you're doing fabulous. And to y'all listening, I want to reiterate the same things. I love you and I life you. And I want to reference um, Queen Ajna. She taught me to say um, those words and the meanings behind it. Especially, I life you. I send you off with life, light, love. Um, Thank y'all so much for listening. And y'all know we are gonna see Tiff again. Y'all already know that. I don't have to tell you. Y'all know that. Um, oh, thanks, Tiff. We love you, Tiff.
Of course, I'm so glad to be back. I have a little piece too.
Oh, please do. Yes.
I know I just thought of it when you were talking. This is something that came from one of my visualizations, of course, and it's something I brought back with me that I would say to you, or you could say, of course, with yourself. It's important to inform yourself. But one thing I say now is when I'm going through something hard or I'm going through something a little uncomfortable, I
Mm,
try to remind myself that if I can conquer this moment, then I can conquer the day. If I can conquer the day, then I can conquer my life. And if I
mm,
can conquer my life, then I can conquer the world.
yeah.
And if I can conquer the world, then I can conquer this moment.
Yeah.
So be not afraid. Okay. Y'all got it. Y'all have what it
Yes.
takes. So just remember, you've got it. You can do it. You will do it.
Yes. That's right. Thanks, Tiff. We love you. With that being said, folks, this has been another episode of Vulnerability Time Season 2. I will see y'all back next week. I want to say next Friday. However, I'm sure I'm gonna have to change up the release schedule to release multiple episodes a week. So I will keep y'all updated on that. I will keep y'all updated on that. See y'all next time. Thank y'all so much for just wow, just even supporting this podcast. Um, if you feel like this podcast or this episode has touched you in any way, or if you feel like someone needs to hear this, send it to them. Subscribe and follow this podcast. But share this. It's about healing others. And it's a good conversation piece to get an excuse to text somebody, you know. But it's all about healing others. Continue to spread this around the world. Y'all have been doing amazing at that. This podcast is about all of us. It's about all of us. We're all just trying to live, trying to light, trying to heal. One way to do that, out of the many ways, is to share a gift. And by you sharing this podcast, you yourself are a gift. You are a gift just for supporting this because it's here because of y'all's support. Um, okay, but now goodbye for real though, and I'll see y'all next episode. Hey there, if you liked this episode, go ahead and buy my book on Amazon. What the book is called, type it on Amazon. It is Spoken by Trenton Epizon. Epizon is spelled Epizon. I really would appreciate the support. Give it a review, give it a buy, give it a try. And I promise you, you will not be upset at it. It is a poetry book. It is a very easy, quick read, and it definitely will give you some healing and some insight and some wisdom on abuse, mental health, recovery, the tragedy to triumph. You will love it. Give it a buy, give it a try, and recommend the book and this episode with others. Go ahead and give this podcast a follow and share it with others. You could be the reason that someone is alive tomorrow because you decided to share this episode today. This podcast is about saving lives, healing ourselves and others, and encouraging others and ourselves as well. Thank y'all so much for the support. Love y'all. I life y'all. I will see y'all next episode. You are valuable. You are beautiful. You are still on this earth because you have the strength. Thank you. Bye, folks.